I am back. Now, here is my second review for this Saturday. And this review is on the Neca Alpha Predator. So, here he is. Now, let's go over the packaging. The packaging is consistent of not an official art, but some fan-made art. Or maybe it's official art, but for someone from Neca who made this thing. This really beautiful artwork, which is also present on the poster. I'll show you a little bit later. But it is a beefy box. You see the side, other side, the top, the bottom, and the back with a bio even. So, forgot to mention that during my Ultimate Ghostface review. So, you want to pause it, go do that. And on the back is the figure in this clamshell packaging. You can see in the background, I think it's the diorama for this. At least from what my understanding is. Now, before we go on to the figure itself, let's go over this random stuff here. This is the code of Predator Hunting Grounds. I won't show you the back. Since I don't want to get scammed. But, yeah, the code. And then we also get a bio, which, you want to time yourself for, 20 minutes to read this? Go ahead. Pause the video or something like that, and then try to read it. And then we get this very beautiful artwork, which, give me a minute, is spread out to look like this. Which looks really cool. It doesn't fit into frame, but it looks really cool. But the back is worth it. The back just shows every single Predator figure dating back from that wolf figure right there. We have come a long way after that figure. And yes, this is NECA's 100th Predator figure. But how does it stand? Well, here it is. Start off with the painting and the sculpting. The painting and the sculpting on this figure is phenomenal. Just amazing. Now, let's go over some of the flaws, like his eyes are a bit wonky. You can see they aren't as painted well as they should have been. But it looks really cool. And he has the nice white, this very, very Arctic white color, and the nice mandibles, which has another bone claw sticking out, which looks really cool. And, this Predator is very over the top. You see the back is just full of detail. The dreadlocks are tied with a ponytail to look like a ponytail, along with the side dreads. And these dreads go into this holster here, and it has this really cool alien-like spaceship, substance on it, and it looks really cool. It looks it just looks unique. It definitely sets apart this Predator over the others. And you can even look like in this front, it looks like bone material. Looks like he made his own armor. And then we even get this wolf caveman-like belt thing, which looks really good. Now we move on to the arms. He has straps. Look like with bones. Maybe he uses that as another weapon. Who knows? Another conspiracy. But his shoulder pads just look really cool. And then we have the arms, which it looks like there's some skulls, which the skull is attached to a spine, and it has the gauntlets, which looks so cool. And it has a nice grayish fingernails. Also there's a different strap here. Once you look at this hand, it has a blade. Don't know. So it has this blade, but it also has this cool little knuckle duster or something like that, or some sort of brass knuckle. The knees look pretty nice, nothing too They are not attached to his actual skirt thing. We even have the nice separate pieces of the knee pads, which do look so good. It looks so beautiful to look at. And he has the straps on his knees and on his boots. Put it on his feet, and it looks really cool. And he even has this, which also holds the scythe. Or the sickle, which I'll show you that in accessories, or in painting, or this now. But again, a nice painting. Neca has really went out of their way. You can even see some yellow into this, which don't think Dirty Mind into this. It might just be bone. Yep, it is bone. So, yeah, it's bone. And then we got the spear, which has a spinal cord attached. It has this weird, I don't know what this type black goo thing is. It could be another thing that this predator has been, hiding out, and since he's been, saved his own kind, he used this, and he used one of what is the kind again? But he used one of their weapons and then just decided to mold it. But yes, it's like a spinal cord, probably like a whole lot of, maybe 3 spinal cords connecting into this, which has like straps, and it has this spear, which has this bone material. I'm suspecting this is from another creature. The biomask, which is also used in the original, which was the original concept for the Predator before, we know him today. The problem, I didn't really like this design. I'm glad with the design we know of now, but it has a very nice color, and you can even see it kind of does reflect on light. And then we get his alternate hands, which are just mostly the same, but they do look pretty cool. Minor thing with mine copy of this figure, I don't know why, but the gripping hands decide to give up for some odd reason. But I like them. I like these hands so much, and I even like the whole body mold of this figure. It's skinny, and I hope it's a basis for the Super Predator figures that I hope NECA tries to do. And I hope they do it sooner rather than later. We got these blades, which can fit onto here and on here, or they can go on his back. So you can make it look even more over the top. And then we have the sickle, which attaches onto this belt, which looks like ammunition. Don't know why it looks like ammunition, but okay. It just goes right there, snug. Very nice. Very, very nice. And there. We even get this starfish-like shuriken, which, of course, it's the bone color, so it looks pretty cool. I'm suspecting this predator is using materials from random creatures. So, we're moving on to the articulation, and this is what would concern me the most. Now, I was worried that this figure would break just because of how, and I was being, really careful for look at, about his design, because his design is so intricate and so complex that there might be a part that is going to snap, but no, it is not. It's just his leg is a bit loose. Well, this one. Scorpiocessars or Caesars, forgot his name, sorry. I forgot how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. But his version, his version of the Alpha Predator had a loose leg. Both of the hips were loose, so they were doing something, but I only have one. And he seems to, and without on a base, he kind of holds well. Yeah, there we go. That should work. Now, anyways, to articulation. Head is on a ball joint. You can look up and down, side to side, but it gets a bit limited due to the dreadlocks under this armor thing. Since the armor is so intricate, I am not going to 360 the arm, but pretend you could do that. It doesn't have a bicep swivel, but it has one of these Fugitive Predator-like things where it has a bend, and it goes into there. It has a bend there and has a swivel there. That's technically a bicep swivel. has a hinge joint at the hand, which can get a bit limited, but I think this hand should do the job because it has more mobility compared to this, because it's hindered by this nice skull piece. Now we move on to the torso, which is very stiff. Very, very stiff. You can look up. It can look pretty. It's very cool. You can look up and down. He has a nice kick back. Very nice cracking legs, but mine doesn't seem want to cooperate. It has a thigh swivel there and a bend at the knee, along with a ball joint at the ankle. Posability is definitely one of the best, but it does suffer from looseness from the hip and worryingness on the knees, because predator figures have bad hips. Now, of course, I talked about accessories in the painting department, of course, but once we remove this hand, which I don't know why this hand feels so loose, like, legitimately, it feels loose. Whenever I turn this thing around, it feels loose. But anyways, you could attach the blade up here, or you could attach it right there. Or you could do it at the back, which I'm going to show you right now. There. And as for the second one, is a bit tricky. Right, there's a little bit of a hole and a bump right there, so that should fit. There. That should work. It looks really cool. Of course, you just, how to remove this is you remove this hand and then you switch the side to this side, and then once you do that, then you put the hand back on, put the blade, and it looks like another wrist blade. I'll demonstrate it right there. So, also, if you don't mind, if there's a cut here, I had a cut on my knee, on my hand. Oh boy, I had a cut on my hand since school, so that really hurt my hand. Sorry if I go off camera. But there he is with this hand, which, again, doesn't seem to fit. I don't know why, but I don't know why. I just don't know why. Mine has these not as tight grips. And then once we have the sickle, which goes on here, which it looks really cool once you get him into positioning. And he even has this thing, which, the spear, sorry if I called it thing by accident. It's really, just, give me a minute, and, oh, he fell and he probably broke, but, you know what I mean. It's just this hand just really doesn't like to screw around. But if you know what I mean, yeah. Sorry if that took so long, but there is the spear. Again, what is up with this hand? Why is it loose? And how come the other hands seem pretty normal? Like this hand, it doesn't seem loose. Only this. But it still works, so I don't know what's the deal with that anyways. Alright, let me just put that back. I have to go off camera again. concerned me because I thought I broke the hand. Otherwise, I'd been in deep trouble. Anyways, right there is his other hand. And yeah, this figure has some very tough joints trying to switch up the hands. Don't know why it just feels very loose on the gripping hands, but anyways. There he is, right there. Now, he stands a lot taller compared to your normal Predator figures, but he's mostly about 8 inches, since I don't have a ruler, and I keep on messing around my ruler. There he is. Now, forgot I had his little blade here. Right there. There he is with all the stuff. I forgot biomask, which sits snug right there. Now he's about like 8 inches, probably 8.5 or even more, 8.25 to be honest. But here he is compared to a Predator figure, which the Mad Predator, and here he is compared to the 2018 Michael Myers, which I'm going to review after I review this figure. So overall, buy now, skip, or I don't know, or wait for a deal to be honest, because it has a second production run. This figure is really good. However, he does suffer from mine suffers from these gripping hands being way too loose whenever I plug them, even when I put them in, and when I try to. And then the overall figures on the overall quality on the legs is not a good thing. Still, though, I think the articulation is much better than what I imagined. The sculpt is definitely different, and the painting and the sculpting is just amazing to look at. And the accessories is definitely a nice change of pace. And I like how he doesn't have like a plasma caster. Whenever that happens, all the plasma casters just break, which is really sad. But then since it had very limited productions runs, the first production run apparently had this copy. You can find another one that doesn't have the PS4 code for Predator Hunting Grounds. So, if you really want to get this figure just for the code, I mean, I don't know if you should go for it, but if you're just looking for the figure, go for it. It's actually pretty good. It definitely lives up to his name of being the 100th Predator figure. Sure, it's not the best, but, well, it's sure not the worst, but it is one of the best. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. I have 2 links where you could buy this figure, considering it has 2 production runs, and my Discord server will be linked in the description below. So anyways, photo gallery will be happening, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.